Ini Pak Hasan kayak sepertinya sudah bergabung Pak. Ya.
Apa kedengaran suara saya? Halo, tes.
Baik, sudah terdengar Pak Hasan.
Siap.
Apakah mendengar suara kami di sini Pak?
Iya, bisa.
Baik.
Kamu presentasi dari mana? Presentasi sini ya?
Iya, bolpen.
Hmm.
Assalamualaikum Mas Hasan. Oh masih mute ya. Oh, mikrofonnya dari sini apa dari situ? Dari saya. Assalamualaikum, Mas Hasan
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
dari
wabarakatuh.
Australia hari ini. Pukul berapa di Australia ini, Mas?
Sudah hampir jam 5 kurang 10.
Oh, berarti sudah ba'da asar.
Baru baru saja asar ya.
Oh, baru saja asar. Mbak Hijratul Maghfirah, apa kabar Mbak?
Baik, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Mbak Hijratul dari Hayat ya?
Iya betul.
Dari Hayat. Ya, semoga hayatan thayyibah gitu.
Amin. Aduh, mohon maaf ini. Aduh, nggak tahu. Iya.
Sepertinya suaranya habis energinya dipakai untuk R20.
Iya.
Memang saya minta Mbak Vero untuk menyisakan waktunya ke sini.
Iya, saya ada beberapa urusan yang penting tapi it's okay. It's 10 minutes, right?
Iya.
10 minutes.
Wah.
Enough.
Ya,
Maaf.
kami yang di panel semoga last but not least gitu. Meskipun sisa-sisa.
So sorry.
Nanti saya kirimi jahe, Mbak.
Siapa sih?
Bisa dimulai, Mas? Pak Hasan
Bisa.
sebagai chair,
Oke.
chair of the kursi.
Saya share itu PPT apa bisa ini nampak di situ?
Screen-nya bisa. Oh iya. Biar nggak mengganggu ya. Itu.
Bisa dimulai ya. Baik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. Alhamdulillah di siang dan sore waktu Sydney kita bisa bersua dalam acara the 21st ICS Annual International Conference on Islamic Studies in Bali. For today's presentation or parallel session will be at the title of panel today is Green Islam and Social Resilience, Prospect and Challenges. There are four panelists from this session, me and Hijratul Maghfirah, Dr. Abbas and Muhammad Khatibul Umam. Let's start with our discussion on this topic about the what so-called globalized eco-Islam. It is coined by Swen in 2012. She is a Netherlands scholar who made 3 phases of what so-called eco-Islam. From this perspective, she periodized into 3. The first period is in 1970 to 2000, where the Muslim scholars and activists were more concentrating on Islamic principles and theories on environmental problems. So this point also related to what happened at that time in Indonesia in 1970s. Maybe Umam will talk later about what Pesantren An-Nokoya has done in that time as a signifier of this space, yeah, where in Indonesia at that time only a few Muslim community that concentrate in environmentalism. And the second period, when periodization is from 2000 and 2010, where Islamic environmental principle and theories was justified to motivate more practical action. So in the second phase, Muslim community try to not only more theories or on base of like Hadith and Al-Quran, but they try to more practical, yeah, or to find action in the real daily life. For example, reforestation program, recycling, and another green initiative. And the third few years after the second bus, where Muslim community, Taylor said that Islam becoming more greener. Yeah. So at this time, I think also we come to the third period or the first phase of the globalized eco-Islam. And what about Indonesia? We can see in Indonesia, green Islam is, for example, in 2009, one of the journalists from America said that Indonesia is the home of green Islam. One of the example is the emergence of green pesantren or eco pesantren. We can say here Dr. Fakhruddin Mangunjaya, for example, who wrote in 2017 about the eco pesantren, and also the recent books wrote by Anna M. Gade about the Islamic environmentalism in Muslim community in the world, especially based on her ethnographic study in Indonesia. So we can say that green Islam in Indonesia is has a prospective notion, yeah, in terms of sustainable development in the future. And right now, how we can relate green Islam and social resilience. So in accordance with the G20 theme, Recover Together, Together Stronger, this series of panel or the research paper that will presented by our college today related to theories of resilience conceptualized by Alan Bai and Fink in 2005, that definition of resilience is the capability of a system to maintain its function and structure in the face of internal and external change. So it really related to what happened in Indonesia faced by pesantren. So in a nutshell, this panel attempts to present the preliminary mapping of the function, structure, and challenges of green Islam as a modality of social resilience in Indonesia and the global development of sustainable development. So to make a simple, this panel will be four outline. The first will renders eco-theological practice among Muslim and Christian communities, and it will be presented by Mbak Viro. And the second is discover Gunung Kelut community in perceiving and utilizing their environment as inherent part of their daily and spiritual life. So it dig what so-called fiqh ecology or ecological Islamic jurisprudence that Dr. Abbas found in that community. And the third paper will be a reflective note in 1970s and in 1981 when this pesantren was awarded Kalpataru. I think one of the first pesantren that awarded Kalpataru at that time. This paper will be presented by Khotibul Umam. He is the of DPM. Agak terputus ya. Bisa mendengar suara? Halo? Masih kedengeran suara saya?
Bisa didengar. Lanjut. Halo.
Halo, bisa didengar? Ini nggak stabil internetnya. Kayaknya harus buka ini. Buka pintu lebar-lebar dulu sebentar. So the third paper will be presented by Khotibul Umam, who will reflect the experience of Pesantren Anokoya in involving environmental program with the local people in Madura. And the last, I will be the last presenter to elaborate historical review on the global perspective and local perspective based on my research finding when I took field work in two pesantren Anokoya and also pesantren Darul Ulum. So we come to the first presenter. I would like to invite Mbak Viro to present your paper today, and yeah, his I think her PowerPoint. I will have to share the PowerPoint.
Okay. Thank you very much, Pak Hasan. So I do really sorry for the mess. Oh, wait a moment.
Sebentar, Mbak Veronica.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I also have quite problem with my internet connection. So is it okay if I switch off the video, the camera? Do you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So, okay, I will try to switch on the camera, but yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you very much for the time. This presentation, I will present my current research with my colleague in the two areas with the religious leaders. One in Protestant church in Wonogiri, and another one is a female religious leaders, or we call Bunyai, in the pesantren Ekologi Atorik in Garut. So my research was focused on the role of the religious leader in building social resilience through social engagement of green initiatives. So my focus research that I mentioned before is focusing on how the priests in the Church of Wonogiri implementing the green green ibadah or ibadah hijau. He mentioned ibadah hijau, and how the ibadah, the ritual, the green ritual in the church is embedded in daily life of the followers. So the priest is not only delivering the message, the values of the Christian values regarding in the daily life, but he always delivering the values of the environment, the values of the ecology in whatever the teaching, the Christian the Christian thought. So and also another approach is the quite interesting, how the priests use the direct ritual, like they initiate ritual of water or ibadah air, ritual of fire, ibadah api, ritual of air, ibadah udara, ritual of plant, and everything. All ritual related or refer to the environment, the universe. And after that, they also regularly bring his follower to the open area to conduct the ritual, and then they reflect the ritual connected to the universe. For example, like ibadah air or water ritual, he bring the follower to the small river nearby the church, and after that the priest delivering the religious or Christian values regarding to the water, to the environment, how our responsibility to save the water, to make the water clean, and etc. And after they mention all the Christian teaching regarding to all the Christian teaching toward the water and environment, then the priest asks the follower to reflect how to save the water, why we need to save the water, how we need the water, and etc. So it's quite interesting. The priest not only delivering Christian teaching refer to the Bible, but he bring and he connect all the followers to the universe, to the environment, and how to bring the followers to rise the critical thinking, to see and to to feel how the environment it's really in crisis, and etc. Because in Wonogiri, Wonogiri is a small city in Central Java. It is the hill or highland, and the Wonogiri people, it's especially in the area of the church, it's a crisis, facing the crisis water crisis. So it is how the priests bring the follower to face the environmental problems, not only by delivering the religious values, but also bring in the real problems and how to face with the spirit of the religion. That is one of my focus. And another one, I'm really sorry, I have on. I should.
What's wrong, Mbak Firo?
Halo, Mrs. Magfira, are you there? Cek. Mbak Fira? Okay, she's connected.
I think her phone.
So sorry. I lost the internet connection, and because I using the phone, and many call in and out, and I think I misclick the phone. So sorry. And I think I will wrap up my presentation, because the second one, it's my research my research was looking for the female ulama or nyai in the pesantren Garut, looking for their spirit, her spirit, how her spirit of ecology delivering to her santris and also her community around the pesantren. So this pesantren was set up at the first of I think the new one, like the end of 1919. So because this nyai, she is the environmental activist, and her husband is kiai, the son of the kiai, and he set up the pesantren, and she proposed to her husband why we develop the pesantren of ecology, the pesantren that are focusing on the environment, because the background of Nyai previously was the activist of environment. And then the interesting thing, the pesantren is focusing on the permaculture approaches. So the principle of the for the santris and for the pesantren stakeholders, what we eat, what we plan is what we plan will what we eat. Apa yang kita tanam adalah apa yang nantinya akan kita makan. So all santri encourage to plan all the how to say, the like rempah, the spices, and then the plant that we can produce to make food and everything. And also all santri encourages to have perspective, to have information and knowledge regarding the farming, and but the quote unquote traditional farming with permaculture approaches. And when we visited there, the pesantren in Garut, the pesantren, it's quite how to say, sederhana. I mean, like no other pesantren with a big building and etc. But the boarding for the santri also built with a really simple building, and then the really eco-friendly, and also the pesantren has large farming. The at least like more than a day, 5 hours a day, santri and pesantren stakeholder encourage to have activity outside, to make close with the environment. And not only that, the santri also encouraging to have communicate with the people around the pesantren, and the pesantren also have a garbage community to invite other people to have activity in the pesantren, in the recycling and composting and other activities regarding the environmental activities. So from both religious leaders, we can learn how the charismatic leadership from the religious leaders. So I use the term of religious leaders in this context is someone who is recognized by religious body as having some authority within the body. So both of them, like the priest of the Wonogiri Church and the Nyai or female ulama in the Ekologi Pesantren, have the authority in their community. I also met their community, their follower, and then make interviews and how their community, their followers also have a same perspective and encouraged by the both the religious leaders regarding preserving the environment and environmental and other activities that related to the environmental activities. So I think I will finish my presentation now. Sorry, I have another call, very important call. So yeah, that is the last thing I can say. Sorry. Yeah, thank you so much, and yeah, I will get back after this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mbak Vero. It's a interesting presentation about the authority in the community, and I think it's also related to our topic today about social resilience in terms of the role of religious leaders in community as a modality of social resilience. Yeah. In the next presentation, we will listen from Dr. Abbas about the community in Gunung Kelut. Please present your paper, Pak Yai Abbas. Time is yours.
Yes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All thanks to Allah who has given us all merciful and blessing. Today we get in the panel 3 on Aegis. And mana? Ini?
Please, it's fine.
Mana yang bisa? Sudah. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Hasan Basri, has given me the time and all participants in this room. Today I would like to present my paper about the Islamic jurisprudence on the slope of Mountain Kelut, the community in the slope of Mountain Kelut. As we know that Indonesia is the most population of Muslim country, and in spite of that, Indonesia also has the link of disaster about the earthquake and also the eruption of disaster, eruption of mountain. Mr. Hassan, can you display my presentation, PowerPoint?
Oh yeah, sorry. Wait a moment. I'm looking for.
Actually, beside the writing up Mr. Hassan displaying the presentation point, I would like to introduce. I'm living in the slope of Mountain Cloud. They call the village. The village is Laharpang. Laharpang is the name of the highest village in Kelut. But instead of that, I'm a lecturer in Tribakti University, Tribakti Institute of Islamic College, Islamic Institute. This is we call Lirboyo. Lirboyo is one of the biggest pesantren in Indonesia. There, the people in the slope of Mountain Kelot, especially this is the community of pesantren Lirboyo also. As mentioned by Mr. Hassan, that on 2017, the people in Indonesia, started by Mr. Fakhruddin Mangunjaya, is building the pesantren ecology, eco pesantren. My Prof. Fakhruddin is my friend, my teacher also. I have visited to his home in Bogor also, as well as Mr. Fakhruddin also has visit to Lirboyo. I bring him to Kelot also, as well as to Lirboyo to visit the Kiai Anem Falahuddin Makhrus, and also Alhamdulillah. In this time, on 2017, I start my research on fikih ecology about the community in Mountain Kelot. Because the disaster of eruption in the Mountain Kelot happening in 2014, me myself, I have show the eruption since 1990, and the second is in 2007, and the last eruption is on 2017. 2017. This is the next slide. The problem is happen on the depletion of natural resources, because the sand mining. This is the small river, but up till now, 2017, this is become the big river, because they take this material depletion, the natural resources. The second problem, this is during the second problem is about environment disaster, because when there is no rain in this area, some of bamboo trees are burned during in the winter, and not in the summer. Yeah, we call in summer because we don't have any this season. Yeah, this is happening on this area. This is two problems. The main two problem beside the material depletion, and also during the summer, there is these two disaster is the one of problem. Next, Mr. Hassan. As mentioned by Mr. Hassan, the finding solution is not only by science and law. The people in the world conclude that religion has the road of how to resolve this problem. That's why they make and they write the book also. These two books is the proof that people in this world agree that religion is how to resolve the problem on this disaster and ecological imbalance. The next. I think this is commonly known by the people in academic and academically in universities who make research. These 7R are the common values of religion, because the religion has reference and respect, and also reciprocity, restraint, and redistribution. These 7R now the people become and start to know that this is how to solve the problem, because law doesn't have a solution, and the law doesn't have solution, and science also doesn't have solution. That's why they make and they see that religion is one of the main to resolve this problem. And the next. That's why, as mentioned in the form by Muhammad Hassan, that there is two problems. The fiqh is only some of researchers has concluded that Islamic environmentalism is only the text, but how the people, how Muslim practicing this idea, this teach. Is they have to make Muslim environmentalists. That's why Anna Gate has written this book, How Muslim Environmentalists in Indonesia. From this, next, I made the method of my research by thinking what Rosemary Hancock has read on framing transformation on Islamic environmentalism. Inspired, Rosemary Hancock is writing about the activists of Muslim in United States and Great Britain. I take this method to make how the activists in the people and the student of boarding school pesantren in the slope of Mountain Cloud, they have do the green of Islam. Next. Green of Islam. This is the roadmap, how I make the research about Islamic environmentalists. That I mean, what I mean by Islamic environmentalism, by the method of framing transformation. We say that diagnosis framing, we say in usul fiqh is masalik al-illah. Masalik al-illah hiya al-qawaid, hiya al-madahir, the proof that the problem happening in the slope of Mountain Cloud. The disaster, also how people they save from this disaster, how they make management of how to escape from this disaster also, and how they use the material by environmentalism, by the ethics of environmentalism. That's why in spite of this, that Mountain Cloud has many of prognosis framing, we call in usul fiqh, because what if we say fiqh, we should have to practice to say first, we have to make the basic method, the basic principle of this fiqh. We call usul al-fiqh. That's why the maslahah, there is the problem, there is many natural resources in Mountain of Cloud. Yeah. So that this diagnosis framing, I make in 4 items: the beauty of Mountain Cloud and disaster management, how the religious tradition, where Mbak Makfiroh say about the religious leader in Catholic Church, we find that in Mountain Cloud also there is Catholic Church and also Hinduism. Hindu temple. Many Hindu temple, they do this by interfaith with Muslim people, with Muslim, especially when happening of eruption. And the example from when during the eruption of 2007, they used the mosque, the sound system of mosque. They used to call the people to refuge to the area, to the safe area. My research is on 5 district. We call district around Kediri district. There is Pelosok Klaten, there is Puncu, There is also Puncu, Pelosok Klaten, Kepung, and Ngancar. These 5 village, these 5 district in Kediri district, usually we call Kabupaten, Kabupaten Kediri. This kecamatan is around the slope of Mountain Cloud, the top of Mountain Cloud. This is the people in this area are affected by eruption. That's why the next village has to protect them. We call this problem is we call in the church item in the teaching of Catholics, we call a sister village. But in Islam there is al-ukhuwa. Al-ukhuwa bain al-Islam kayfa yusa'idun ma bainahum wa yu'iduhum al-jihaz. Hatta what I find in during the disaster of 2014, the church in Ngancar Wates, they make musola. They make musola in the church to give the Muslim the time and place how to make worship on this place. But beside of that, not only this is the action, but the verbal, myself that I am teacher, I am lecturer in Tribakti Lirboyo. Weekly I make next Mr. Hassan. Weekly in the Tuesday and the Friday night. Every Friday night I made next of this slide. The next this is in-depth study of environmental ethics. How the people we teach them how they understand about fikih, but practicing also in the slope of Mountain Cloud. Every Friday night, I make we call pengajian with the people in the slope of Mountain Cloud. Start from 8 o'clock at night and finish at 10 or 11. This is in depth. I teach them, I read for them the Irshadul Ibad, Arba'in Nawawi, and then the people understand how to make greener, how they make the garden and the coffee garden also, the most of product in slope of Mountain Cloud in Laharpang is the Robusta, the best Robusta. How they protect this people, they make ceremony before harvesting. Before harvesting the coffee during in July, in the last of July, and also durian, also avocado. There are people, many fruits in this slope, but mostly the people are the farmer of coffee, Robusta and Liberica. Robusta and Liberica. They make a ceremony, dua praying before harvesting, and then they make selamatan after harvesting. To make this is shukr, this is thanksgiving to Allah that they haven't. This is also we call the greener. How they understand, how they protect the environment, how they protect the people in Slope Amkulut. All of this, what I say, I have next the last paper. I have published this problem. I have published this problem in this book for the people, for the presenter, for the audience in this agenda who want to have this book. You can find and you can call me. You can contact me, but because I have written all of this history about how the people in Slope of Mountain Cloud and Lirboyo, they're practicing how to make the world greener. Inshallah, this is because the people are now understand that all the human, all the living being in the round of Slope Mountain Cloud they are make tasbih to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Yusabbihu lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. This is what can I present. I pardon you to if you find any mistake from my speech. Thank you and thank to Allah. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim wallahul muwaffiq ila aqwamit thariq. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abbas. It was such a wonderful and interesting presentation about the community in Gunung Kelut. It is very related to our topic about the how community there can involve each other, yeah, to have what's so called social resilience in protecting their land. So we can discuss later about this in this interesting topic. And the next, I would like to invite Brother Muhammad Khatibul Umam to present his presentation about the experience of Pesantren Anokoya in involving environmental program within local culture in both of pesantren circle and also in local people around the pesantren. Please, Kiai Khatibul Umam to present his paper. Time is yours.
Share my presentation maybe.
Yeah, wait a moment.
Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Khatibul Umam. I'm from Anokoya Islamic Boarding School, and I'm currently working at that school at two institutions under Anokoya Islamic Boarding School. The first is BPM BPA. BPM BPA is Biro Pengabdian Masyarakat Pondok Pesantren Anokoya, and the second one SMA 3 Anokoya. Both of these institutions under Anokoya Islamic Boarding School and also has a connection to focus on the environmental program, both of them. This part actually would like to sharing our experience Anokoya Islamic Boarding School to you all about the experience that we did start from the established of the pesantren from 1887. Anokoya Islamic Boarding School is established 1887 by Kiai Haji Muhammad Syarkawi, yeah, an ulama from Central Java, from Kudus. And since at the beginning, Pondok Pesantren Anokoya built a good relationship between community through religious education, both inside and outside of the pesantren. And SMA 3 Anokoya is structurally under Anokoya Islamic Boarding School, and I work at this school as principal. Maybe next. Anokoya basically has already involved in environmental issues since of the beginning. Yeah. At the time, environmental program was quite complicated, and the community was hard to get access of clean water, and they didn't have a toilet, and the land was barren and quite dry. Yeah. To answer of these problems, Pondok Pesantren Anokoya then organized 3 of the programs. The first is providing or open access of clean water, and the second one is building a public toilet, and the third forestation. Because of that program, the 1981 we got Kalpataru, kind of the highest of award from the President Suharto at the time, because we did a forestation in our Pondok Pesantren. As you know, because our student is developing time by time, so it's quite give us much more challenges, because like the problem that we face, like the waste. Yeah, we produce a lot of waste. So this is current the problem. The recent challenge that we has been faced, yeah, to our community is to find a solution regarding garbage dumping. As one of the school under Pondok Pesantren Anokoya, our school, yeah, SMA 3 Anokoya, expected that we can continue the vision of the Pondok Pesantren Anokoya to solve the problem that we face today, yeah, especially about the garbage problem, with environmental action program that we did since 2008 in SMA 3 Anokoya. Next, Mr. Hassan. 2008, yeah. 2008, PSG, or we call Pemulung Sampah Gaul, yeah, Pemulung Sampah Gaul was established in February 2009. They attended at the school climate change competition that conducted by British Council Indonesia in Jakarta at the time. And from this event, PSG then developed and has 3 focuses of the program at our school. The first, plastic waste team. At the second, organic fertilizer team. At the third, local food team. Yeah, local food team. And after we have this community in our school, so we would like to support to another opportunities. So that's why the 2014 we make a kind of the curriculum of environmental education that was officially providing to the first year of student since of 2014. So this curriculum is kind of blended with our action program that PSG did start from 2008. So kind of the combination, yeah, that make combination. So this combination, yeah, between curriculum that we provided to the student and the PSG as practitioner, yeah, help us to build good system, yeah, sustainable system in the future environmental education at the school. For example, we have the rules, yeah, we have the rule at the school. For example, the member of the school did not allowed to buy or bring a bottle mineral water, or and yeah, each of them should have a bottle, should have a glass, should have the plate to buy some food at our canteen. So there is no plastic waste that should occur in our school. And also waste management. Every day our students calculate how many garbage, plastic especially, that can recycle or did not be recycled. So every at the break time at 9 o'clock in the morning, usually OSIS usually ask every student from the level of the school, the classes, level of the classes, to give they garbage or waste to the Pemulung Sampah Gaul to be recycled. And also for PSG itself, we have environmental capacity building that usually open opportunities as well to join with PSG, especially for new students, yeah, that just coming to our school, and they usually get environmental capacity building around 3 days to give them a basic information about environmental issues. However, in the classes at the first year also, they officially get the material in a year. And then for open opportunities, yeah, we also give opportunities to not only to our school but also to people start from elementary school until higher education to join with us in environmental camp that usually regular program. Every year we did this program in our Pondok Pesantren An-Nukoya. And for control all of the program that we did in our school, we have Sri Kandi Lingkungan that make sure that the program that we did in our school is work very well. And the last slide, the last slide. Yes, and the last slide. To spread our system, we have an understand project through partnership program. Yeah, the contents are the first, sharing experience by PSG in the last 14 years about what kind of action, including method, processes, and how it impacts to our community. At the second meeting is learning about basic environmental of ecology and ecology. In this part, the participants study about the basic environment and ecology and how it relates to sustainability of human life in the future. And the participant encouraged to discuss about the problem faced, especially about how manage the waste by focus group discussion or other problem that they face in their environment. And the third meeting, we encourage to building an effective team. To run the project, team is very essential. So we will direct everyone, especially participants, to work based on what they like to do and their passion in. So we are going to describe about some parts of actions that they need to know and related with the sustainable project in the future. And the fourth, we give them a little bit information about how to manage a garbage through garbage bank. This is kind of the theoretically and practice. This part is one of the most crucial as well. So this section is learning about the types of waste and how to sort them. So from this part, we will move to some practical class like cook local food. This is very important things. What does this class is matter? Local food here is commonly used in organic materials such as leaf, the packaging, as you know. And by promoting local food, it's not only keep away from the plastic waste, but also we will have the healthy food. In this case, the participant encouraged to produce the basic ingredients for local food through agricultural activities. And the next meeting will support this part. At the sixth meeting, we will learning about how the advantages of organic waste to be an organic fertilizer. So the section will learn how to produce an organic fertilizer uses an organic waste and how to make a good packaging through the paper waste. At the seventh meeting, how to recycle plastic waste. This part we'll learn about how we make kind of the handicraft from the plastic waste, like backpack, pouch, or tote bag. And the last meeting, this is the very crucial, is planning action. This is the last part of the most significant of this project. The team will arrange their plans, make a schedule of actions, and we will assist them in the last, at least, in 6 months. So we have some partnership with our school, both in our school as well, and also one of them in Bangkalan, Madura, that we assistance them until now. Maybe this is the last presentation from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, K. Umang, for the also interesting presentation about the PSG, the cooler, the greener, about the inspiration from young generation, especially santri in Pesantren An-Nukoya, how to involve in the environmental program. So because time is almost up here, we have 30, yeah, 40, I think 40 minutes, yeah. I think 30 minutes we can discuss together about this presentation, and 10 minutes I would like to present my part of PhD research here in Western Sydney University, but my research is based on two pesantren Anokoya and also pesantren Darul Ulum in Bogor. Let me share my presentation first. Okay, it can be seen my presentation. Okay, from previous presentation, we already know about the community, religious leaders, and also students in involving environmental programs based on Islamic teaching. My presentation here is starting from what so-called big issues and small places, yeah, conceptualized by Erickson in 2015. So my research is how the global and local connect each other in dealing with the environmental and ecological problem today. So the first is to trace the global environmental movement, as I told you in the introduction about the global Islam, or I call here green Islam, and how to explore local responses to environmental issues and problems in pesantren, or I call green pesantren. So this is the basic of my research. So from green pesantren, we learn more about how the concept, how the Islamic teaching implemented in real life, such as Mbak Vero presentation, and also, sorry, can you mute the oh, thank you. From Dr. Abbas, also we learn about the Gunung Kelur community and also Pesantren Anokoya. So that's the example of green Islam emerged in Indonesia. From my research, this is I'll wrap up my research here into what I call the tree of green vision and action traced from green pesantren. So from this tree, we can say that there are many parts of the tree, from roots, trunk, crown, and also flowers and fruit. So I compare the parts of tree into the green pesantren, yeah, the vision and action of green pesantren. From the roots, for example, we can look at the religious, theological, philosophical principle in Islam about environment. So here we can collect many ayat, many hadith talk about the environment. So I think Dr. Abbas also explain about the concept of Islamic jurisprudence and also usul fiqh, yeah, about the environment. So this is the roots, yeah, here, and then the trunk or batang, yeah, how to support the roots, how to support religious teaching or Islamic teaching into the system. We can see here like Brother Umam presentation about the pesantren in involving many programs. That's educational system and community engagement will be the trunk, yeah, will be the supporters of the roots, yeah. So this is the second part, and the third part is crown. Crown here like leaf, twig, branch. We can say here many programs or green initiative provided by pesantren, by community, by organization will be the crown, yeah, here. Like the program such as green curriculum, green energy, or green initiative in interfaith, as Dr. Abbas said about the Gunung Kelut interfaith community. So this is the third parts, and the last is fruit and flowers. We can see here many pesantrens, many communities awarded because of the successfulness of their environmental programs. So become the fruits and flowers become the inspiration for other community. So I call here award and achievement, yeah, to be the fruit and flowers that become inspiration for others. So this is the basic of my finding in my thesis. So related to our discussion about social resilience here, it is important to see how local initiative also impact globally. How Green Islam in Indonesia also can contribute to global crisis today, or we call here climate change, energy crisis, and so on. So this is the prospect of our religious teaching, Islamic teaching on ecological problem. The last, my concluding remarks will be three. The first is actually there is no bold difference in terms of green vision and green initiative that had been implemented in pesantren, but the only difference is to what verses in the Quran or what hadith that being contextualized in environmental programs. So we can see from Dr. Abbas about the fiqh ecology, for example. That's the way how to contextualize the Islamic teaching. And the second is related to the model, yeah? The model of green pesantren that would be the ideal prototype in the future. It depends of the situation and condition, yeah, in which the pesantren took place. Like in Madura, for example, when dry land is very huge there, so the reforestation is a good idea to start the what's called the Green Islam. So that's the example. And the last is reflecting on the self-criticism from pesantren leaders to build internal capacity and to uphold collaborative action with external institutions will be the synergic factors. Yeah, it can be seen from internal and also external factors as a determinant for the future of development of green pesantren in Indonesia. So this influential and massive contribution will be obviously seen locally, nationally, and also globally. So I hope the next future of Green Islam is Indonesia is still prospective, besides other challenges that pesantren community face and also challenged by current problem of environment in Indonesia. I think that's the concluding remark from this presentation. I think many comments, many questions, and also requests from other audience. I hope from the floor we can the first term will be three persons. Please, I hope there are many questions. Thank you. Any comments, any question, please?
Silakan.
Okay, thank you so much for the presentation today. I'm interested about the eco-theology and environmental problem. Yeah, I have a book in the Anna M. Gate and environmental Muslim environmentalism, and I also use about this book, and I'm the researcher about eco pesantren by Fahrudin Mangunjaya. Yeah, the last week I joined in workshop and training in eco pesantren in Bandung, and I'm really enthusiasm in eco pesantren because my research also about eco pesantren. Yeah, I have several questions about the eco theology. I think Ibu Rahayu explained about Atorik Garut. Yeah, I wrote also the Atorik Garut, but I review about thesis Pahroji. Pahroji explained about the eco pesantren Atorik Garut, and I think Atorik Garut is really expensive in eco farming. Yeah, eco farming. I claim about the eco farming because it is really important for Muslim environmentalism. And yeah, I want to ask something about how the ethic and the practice, the eco theology, such as Atorik, Lirboyo, and another pesantren in Indonesia. Can you explain me? Thank you so much.
Can you mention your name? What's your name?
My name is Bibi Suprianto from
Okay,
CRCS UGM.
My BB. Thank you. Please, other any other question, please?
Silakan.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ani Nurrahmi Ani from IAIN Pontianak, IAIN Pontianak. I'm interested in the presentation from Bapak Muhammad Khotibul Umam. Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to know your name, your profile. I just want to make sure the program from PP Anukoya, Madura Islands, do you think that the program has been inserted into the curriculum of the Pondok Pesantren? If yes, is there any specific course or specific subject that support the program from the PP Anukoya? Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Next question. There will be three questions for the
Two.
first term.
Two questions. Three.
Only two? Okay.
Three questions, yeah.
One more. If there is no more question, please Pak Firo to answer the question, and also Brother Umang. Or okay, Umam, please answer first while we are waiting for Mbak Firo. Mbak Firo is still on her phone, I think.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Rami. Mbak Rami, actually about the curriculum, yeah, related with the curriculum officially provided in our high school start from 2014, yeah. And this is not easy because a lot of the subject in our school, we have to make some, maybe some subject that we see is not quite important for our school. We make them, yeah, we cut some schedule, yeah, from our school and change this this subject, pendidikan lingkungan hidup, because this is we think this is very important to our school. In under Anukoya Islamic Boarding School, our school is the first school that implemented this curriculum until now. So because Anukoya Islamic Boarding School, it's quite big, yeah. We have around approximately 1,100 students that living with us. And our school, just the small school, yeah, but maybe the smallest school in under Anukoya Islamic Boarding School is around 200, yeah, 200 students that living with us. Different compare with our other school. Our school is very the smallest, yeah. So maybe the impact of the Anukoya Islamic Boarding School generally is not quite significant, but for our community is very significant, yeah, significant. And our school become example, yeah, to another school under Anukoya Islamic Boarding School. However, yeah, we still have a lot of challenge because we have to connect it with our neighbor, yeah, for example, because we open opportunities to our neighbor to sell some food, for example, in our school, but almost of them didn't want to following our rules. Yeah, for example, we did not allow to sell the food with the plastic, for example, like that. And this is one of the most challenge to our. And the curriculum, the content of the curriculum is actually is a short essay that we take from some article, journal, and newspaper as well. Is really complicated, complex content. Yeah, for example, about energy, about agriculture, about the environmental movement, about the water management, about trash management, for example. So this is become kind of the complex issues that we would like to provide to our students, that all of the environmental issues that we provide to them is related with our future human life. So this is the basic one. However, for current situation, our teacher that teach this subject still making that focusly for our school about environmental education, not take from another resources like I said to you. Yeah, thank you for the question. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Mbak. Please, Pak Firo, are you already in? Hello?
Wait. Okay. Okay, thank you. Beside waiting for Mrs.
Yeah.
Magfiro, maybe I will
Yeah, please,
answer the question from my brother, Mr. Bibi. Inshallah, the next program in Eko Pesantren, we will meet in Surabaya, Jogja, in Yogyakarta. Yeah. Because the plan was at Surabaya at that time, and then the next we will get together in that meeting, inshallah, with Prof. Fakhruddin. Yeah, Fakhruddin is in my house also yesterday. 2 days he's living in my house. Alhamdulillah. About the ethics practice and the philosophical ethics, okay? The philosophical ethics, basically the student in the pesantren, they know about the legal philosophy. The legal philosophy we call usul al-fiqh. Usul al-fiqh lacks the basic principle about la darar wa la dirar, about al-mafsadah, then akhafud dararain jalbul. This basic principle are practiced practically. They have to in slope of mountain cloud. They monthly they have practice pengajian as well as also. Basically, the people in the slope of mountain cloud, they understand that this mountain, when having eruption, is not disaster. They understand that the eruption is the gugur gunung. Gugur gunung is not the problem of disaster. This is the need of mountain. The need of mountain. They understand. The people understand this is the need of mountain. They need to explode. They need to make them inside is out. But after that, after several years, they will get the gugah gunung. Gugah gunung, we say, the people say that this is when the area is green, is able to plant everything, for the example, like chili, like avocado, like durian. It will be better. The fruit will be very nice. The taste when after 3 or 5 years, not directly. Yeah, not directly. This is basically they understand. In spite of that, the people in the slope of mountain cloud from Kandangan to Wates, Ngancar, this 5 area. They also understand that they grow, especially in Laharpang. And Laharpang, when they grow coffee, they make coffee. They make the plant of coffee, the coffee tree of Robusta, and beside of these trees, they plant the trees of protector. The trees of protector, we say the tree of penaung. Pohon penaung is lamtoro. We say lamtoro. Lamtoro they use to protect the trees of coffee, and then the people take the leaf of this lamtoro to feed the sheep, to feed the goat, the sheep, and then what came out from the sheep, or they will fertilize the fertilizer of the goat or of the sheep, they will put in the coffee trees. Philosophically, they understand this from their ancestor, but the need of people in pesantren, they have to connect about the teaching, between the teaching and the practice. That's why what I've done in this research, all are proven that, especially disaster also. The disaster, they make friendship, al-ukhuwah, when eruption of Kelut, when the time of eruption, they call the people using the musola to call the people before disaster. Before disaster, and then to take them to the area, the safe area, and stay up till 1 week or 3 days until the disaster is off and everything. Philosophically, that this is basic on the teaching of usul al-fiqh, that ad-darar yuzalu, everything. This is what we call
Eradicate.
problem, eradicate, or the problem will be protect and will be take the philosophical of usul al-fiqh. There's basically I teach this teaching, this book Irsadul Ibad, and also Arba'in Nawawi and Fiqh, everything. Especially I'm teaching one thing I publish also in Radar Kediri. When I make a story to them that before, when Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they in Mecca, in Ta'if, Rasulullah was talking to the Jabal, to the mountain, and Malaikat and the Jibril was talking to him. When people of Ta'if is bleeding Rasulullah, bleeding for Rasulullah, make Rasulullah blood on his face also and feet. Jibril is talking to this mountain that if you want, Jabal or the mountain will be put on these people. But no, it's mean that in the teaching of Islam, talking to the mountain, talking to them philosophically, they understand, the people understand that mountain is not something death. Mountain is life. Human. Mountain is a living being. Even the stone. Even the stone is a living being. This may be my answer for my friend question. Maybe. Okay.
Mr. Hassan, I would like to respond a little bit about the BB.
Yeah, please. Okay.
Okay, the question about how eco-theology implemented ethical and practical level. Before, thank you. In fact, we have the same event in Yogyakarta. Maybe I invited as well with Mas Taufik Mulyana under Pak Fahrudin Mangunjaya to join with the Lokakarya program Eko Pesantren this month in Yogyakarta, 14 to 15 of November. I would like to a little bit sharing the simple ways that our leaders, our ways to campaigning about the environmental issues in our community, yeah, because it's not easy, yeah, to educate it, our local community to understand why this environmental issues is very important with us. So our kiai, yeah, they have a simple way, yeah, to give understanding to our local community. For example, if you would like to live, you have to clean water, or if you would like to worship, yeah, have worship to Allah, you have to have a good clean water as well. So this is a very simple way to understand that, but clean water is very important things. So if you like to have a clean water, you have to plan some, yeah, planting program, reforestation, for example. So this is the easy way our leader campaign to our local community, yeah, and this is quite good, yeah, and few of them understand, and a little bit time by time they understand that keeping clean water, keeping a pollinator, for example, ecosystem in our environmental is very important, because this is related as well with our future human life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Abbas and Brother Umar. We have time, I think 10 minutes, yeah, to close our session today. Please, if any other question for the second term. From the Zoom audience, maybe you have any question, please.
Any question? Ningnai Lalmuna, please welcome from Kediri.
Yeah, any other from Zoom? We have Wahyu, Iwan, Brother Asep.
Adi, maybe you have question for us related with your focus on environmental program, maybe.
That's the problem of our community like that. If we have no question, so we have to ask by ourselves.
Silakan Pak Hasan mungkin mau menjawab.
Just to finish 10 minutes, yeah, I think based on our topic today about the social resilience, I was thinking about the religious or Islamic community in Indonesia to have more action in terms of current problems in Indonesia. For examples, about the energy today. Actually, we have many resources in Indonesia, but only a few collaboration, yeah, between Islamic community and maybe corporate, yeah, corporate community. I think what Pesantren Anokoya already held, already run between what is in Python Energy and Pondok Pesantren Anokoya provided solar system to contribute the green energy. So what is your idea, Dr. Abbas and also Brother Umar about this. How Islamic community also contribute in the. We know that we have the resources, but how to implement the energy into more eco-friendly implementation. Yeah, that just to kill our time in 7 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Hassan. I'm delighted because Anokoya Islamic Boarding School have 100 panel solar system, yeah, that given by IBK, yeah, and Python Energy. However, yeah, for future, we didn't know, yeah, this is challenging as well, yeah, because our resources is not quite qualified, yeah, although some of them has already get training about the how to treat, yeah, the technology, but our challenge today is related with technology is not easy, yeah, especially for our pesantren, yeah. We need much more training and sustainable categorization to take care, yeah, about the technology that we have. But until today, yeah, our solar panel, yeah, give us much more make our energy much more better, yeah, because for 40 or 60% we can save our money, yeah, to the PLN, yeah. So this is very helpful to us, yeah. However, that I mentioned before, this is challenging as well in other side, yeah, because the student, for example, the student that at that time getting the training now is come back to this Hampton, and there is no another opportunities to new student, for example, to continue the how to treat the technology itself. So this challenges as well in other side, Mitasan. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Dr. Abbas.
Thank you. Many people they talk about the theological philosophy. Basically, this is the one thing that we can do to make the interfaith, especially what my experience in the slope of Mountain Cloud. The people are very variant. There is Hindu, the temple of Hindu, many in the slope of Mountain Cloud. We well known that the people of Hindu they are living in the slope of mountain. But beside of that, the Catholic people, they mostly very care about the disaster. When the sand mining, you know, when the big rain is came yesterday, big rain is came yesterday. There is we call in Indonesia the cold eruption, lahar dingin. Yeah, the big rain, 2 days or 1 day's fully days is rain. There will become the cool, we call eruption. Mostly the people who take the sand from the mountain outlet are facing the dangers, because the truck will be broke by this flood. Yeah, but people now is understand that around this area, they plant the bamboo, because bamboo is very strong to protect the river. You know, yeah, to protect the river, especially the big trees like jangkring. You know, jangkring trees is very important. beside of Ringin, Beringin, and etc. This trees area in the especially in the slope of Mountain Kelut, especially in Pelosok Klaten, there is 75 the road water we say water spring, water spring. But in another area, they find also, they search the leader of district, the leader of village. They bring the people to find any other water resources also. Not only protecting the water protect, but also entering the forest to find also the water spring. Yeah. Because this is natural, as what said by Dr. Hasan Basri, natural resources. We have many natural resources in Indonesia, especially if we can make data for this and the people can find any other natural resources, it will be bring something little, but this is big effect. We can say think globally and act locally. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Maybe just 1 minute. I want to add the my experience here regarding the solar system. Yeah. It's also the will of our government. Yeah. If we can see here, Australian government is really support the personal or the family that want to install the solar system in their house. The government fully funded the solar system. So I think it's also become the lesson from Australia to Indonesia, how government also support the energy solar system. Yeah, because we have so many, we are in a equator country, so solar never ended. So I think one of the example also from Morocco, from Islamic country. Morocco is the one of the Islamic countries that provide huge solar system in their development. So I hope in the future in Indonesia there are many energy or green energy that will be built, as part of the alternative solution for energy crisis. I think its time is up. Just to conclude our discussion today, as we listen from the first introduction and also from Mbak Viro, from Dr. Abbas, and also Kiai Umam, we can say that green Islam and social resilience become interconnected, each other in terms of protecting our environment, from individual, from community, and also from organizational level. We can hand in hand to solve our daily problems in environmental challenges. So we can say that we do need, we do have the capacity, we do have modality to empower, to strengthen our capacity to solve our environmental problems in current situation in Indonesia. So I hope from this presentation, from this panel, we'll have many inspiration, we have many lesson for the future of sustainable development in Indonesia. And thank you so much for your attention. And if you find any mistake, any inconvenience within this presentation, please forgive us, especially from me. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
nanti ya gitu layar aku ada ininya rentetannya takut lupa. Nah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. First, thank to Allah who has given us the merciful until we can meet here to discuss about several topic. And second, salawat salam and to our Prophet Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina, who is giving us brought us from darkness to the lightness. So thanks to committee of ICIS 2022 who has giving us to present and discuss our idea on this panel, and our panel is panel 17. My name is Ardiansah. I'm chair of this. I'm lecturer of Syariah Faculty in Pontianak, and my friend Iwan Koncoro, who is present, one of finalists of this channel, can can go to Bali because he have several job. And my friend, this is Iwan Koncoro from ITB University, and this is my friend Bibi Suprianto from Gajah Mada University, and this is my friend Ibu Nur Rahmiani from IAIN Pontianak. Today and on this afternoon, we will present and discuss about what we learn from crisis, the transformation of social engagement towards social resilience in post-pandemic setting. Before we discuss about this topic, I will read about description of this panel today. The COVID-19 that has become a trigger of crisis to people in the globe, affecting human life, including the paradigm, structure, and social pattern. However, having experienced a dangerous pandemic, the world community has shown a transformation in all life aspects. In Indonesia, for example, within the last 2 years, people have fostered system of social resilience. People learn from this experience of countering various life problems, ranging problem social, economic, culture, and politics. The social resilience comes from the successful transformation of individual and group interaction in handling their social issues during the difficult situation in the pandemic setting. This panel aims at exploring some community experience from different perspectives, conditions, and practice of social security in Indonesia, covering educational, service management, teaching, and the development of cultural value that emerged as a result of the post-COVID-19 pandemic, which also has impact on environmental issue. The first panelist is Iwan Koncoro from ITB University. Maybe he will present from Zoom meeting, and after present, maybe he will go to hospital. He can explain more, maybe because he I don't know what he do. So second, maybe Bibi Suprianto will bring us the development issue of local culture's value after COVID-19 as a strategy for the Malay community to survive against culture and religion. So the third panelist, maybe Nur Hamiani from IAN Pontianak, discuss the social cohesiveness issue from the viewpoint of education and learning from the lecturer and student interaction living in the hinterland of West Kalimantan province with online learning limitation during the pandemic situation. And the last, maybe I will present to you, discuss about effort of the minority Islamic education managers in the Indonesia-Malaysia border area struggling against the COVID-19 pandemic situation within the majority population setting of the predominantly Dayak and Christian community. Maybe this is my introduction, and I hope you can keep us all of your attention for us, and who come from online maybe can use virtual background and open camera and mute the microphone maybe. So maybe the first finalist is Iwan Kuncoro will present the Iwan Kuncoro explore the side of the COVID-19 problem, which resulted in not only a health crisis but also an environmental crisis. And now the time is yours to Iwan Kuncoro with Zoom meeting.
Okay, thank you very much for the times. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, we can.
Okay. For the first, please to share screen. Okay. Can you slideshow, please?
Okay, already.
Okay, fine. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For the first, give me time to explain about impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on environment pollution. And this is review papers. I think that's a novel for 2 until 3,000 years about pandemic. Okay. My name is Iwan Kuncoro. I am from IPB University, especially at marine science. Okay, now I want to give you information that there are backgrounds and research and discussion, and finally conclusions about this. This is my presentation. Next slide. Okay, for the first, maybe early 2020, especially on 11 March, that World Health Organizations or WHO declared that COVID-19 disease pandemic. This is a pandemic, and there's most country response with a lockdown to reduce the effects, which brought beneficials consequence to the environment in many regions. So it's very challenging and have to impact especially to health crisis and environment. So in my review papers, especially explains and discuss about how impacts the COVID-19 pandemic to the environment, especially the marine environment. Maybe we are now how COVID-19 impact to health crisis, but we don't know about how COVID-19 impact to the environment, especially marine. So we can discuss together about this. From review paper, I think there are 63 literature paper that use discuss about this. Okay, next. For the first, about what is the marine pollution? Marine pollution, especially bigger from the plastic, you know, and the plastic is polymer material consisting of long carbon chains, and the plastic product have play significant roles in protecting people during the COVID-19 pandemic. The plastics increase, yeah. You can say that marine debris, especially plastic and marine debris, if there are in marine environment. For the 2019 till 2022, for the plastic, or you can say marine debris, is increased for a few countries, not only Indonesia, but there are maybe 45 countries that study research to do that say the increase marine debris, especially plastics. Next. 90% about the plastic productions in the world consists of synthetic polymers, such as polyethylene, PA, polypropylene, and polystyrene, polyethylene terephthalate, polyphenol polyethylene, and polyurethanes. Next slide. And then there are many types of plastics based by biomedical was originated during COVID-19 pandemic. There are syringes, surgical and face masks, disposable blades and scalps, face shields, latex gloves, shoe covers, surgical and insulation gowns, sanitizer containers. This is types of plastics during COVID-19 pandemic that increase for many country. And this is you know that from 2019 until 2022 is increase in the marine environment especially, and this is very, very dangerous about maybe the ecosystems marine, and it is can impact to fisheries actually that can disturb both the hormone and physiology of biota in marine environment. Next. And for review paper, this review paper that we can get about 396 million tons of plastic reduced in 2018 worldwide, and which was 48 million tons higher than the previous years. And this number is expected to increase at a double rate in the next 20 years. We can look that this is a hypothetical past, present, and future worldwide. Slide before this. Future worldwide plastic production. We can see for this plastic production is predicted to increase. Plastic productions predicted to increase to 600 million tons. 600 million tons in the 2040 years, based on data available, I think. Based on data available of plastics production rates 2008 and 2019. Then I think it's assuming a linear trend that based on this graphic, and estimate that COVID-19 caused a drastic increase of plastic productions to around maybe 698 million tons in only 2020. Yeah. Okay, next slide. Okay, maybe we are know that the pandemic COVID-19 have impactful to health crisis, and we know that the COVID-19 maybe have two impact, positive and negative impact. We know that for the paper that I review, let's say for the positive COVID-19 impact on water bodies, is many surface water bodies all over the world that show lower pollution levels caused by domestic and industrial wastewater discharge, is especially caused by domestic and industrial wastewater discharge. Domestic and industrial wastewater, but not only plastic from the medical. I think is glove and mask, face mask, and etc. And the other side have a negative impacts, that's especially negative impact on the water bodies, that plastic drugs, chemical and biological pollution in wastewater is increased from 2019 and 2020 until 2022 is increased. You can look the graphic before that, is very unpredictable. We can predict it and estimate that always increase before, and it's very dangerous about the marine environment, especially because it is disturbs marine biota, and it can impact to fisheries, yeah, actually. So from this we must to do waste management about the was COVID-19. So maybe it homework to government and NGO and the people from us to think about how the maybe make some things to do us to can minimalize or reduce from the water, especially wash from the pandemic COVID-19. I think that's next slide. And next, this is maybe we can look at there is a search food and drinking containers, package, and PPS. Yeah, have contains two main plastics that can we say macroplastics and microplastics that you can look that have size difference, macroplastic and microplastics, and it is very dangerous from the biota, especially marine environment. That and we cannot we must know that how to face and transport in the environment, because if we know the transport to the environment, maybe we can make for the especially for the governments make a regulate that can cutting about how to transport was that from the pandemic especially and maybe it is effectively to make not it distributions to the river, and finally bring with the wave to the oceans. Okay, next. Okay, and finally conclusions as the COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated the plastic pollution problems. People should be aware of the future consequence of their plastic usage and disposal based on our summarized data and hypothetical calculations. Enormous amount of plastic has been generated globally due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, that is my presentation and explanations about the COVID-19 impact to the marine environment, especially. And next, I think I back times to my chairs. Thank you.
Of COVID-19 pandemic. I can conclude that there are positive and negative impacts. First, we can learn about this impact that we must do waste management. Okay, thank you.
Cek satu.
Check. Okay. Okay. And now we can discuss about local cultural value after COVID-19. Right. Maybe Mr. Bibi Suprianto can explain about this. The time is your Bibi Suprianto.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity for my presentation today. Because I want to explain about the Malay Muslim organization maintaining the local wisdom after COVID-19 in Kapuas Hulu district. Minimize ini. Nah, itu dia. Oke. Tarik ke atas. Tarik ke atas. Okay, the first, I want to explain about my abstract. I have the several find in my abstract in my article. The first about there are a restriction of the activities of local Malay culture, and the second about the creating harmonious relation among Malay ethnic groups, and the third creating a space for communication of customs, ta'alim and youth meeting in the village, and the poor, the presenting the value of earth and the Islamic belief in every tradition of and culture. Okay, in my research, I find about the question about the how the Malay Muslim organization strategies in maintaining the local wisdom after COVID-19 in Kapuas Hulu district. In my introduction, I find about the problem. The problem is of COVID-19. Apart from that, COVID-19 has become a problem for the Malay community in the interior. COVID-19 changed the culture and inland Malay community in the carrying out the traditional custom. When I find in this problem, I find the literature about the Mekoni et al. The Mekoni et al. In the 2021 explained about the considerable interconnectionality between the impact of the pandemic of the health and the changing problems of structural and cultural equality in many countries. Yes, I really agree about the Mekoni, because the problem of the pandemic is make about the environmental problem. We have a really we have a distance between society, distance about the human and human relationship and Malay and when I find about this problem, I connected about the Malay organization of Kapuas Hulu have a strategy in the maintaining culture after occurrence of COVID-19. Yeah, Johari in the line, Johari is agree about this. In 2015, said the assessment of Malay culture are the made as a prelude to a review of FAST program carried out by local Malay organization to improve the situation. And my method, I find two sorts. The first about the primary sort and the second about secondary sort. Okay, primary sort were obtained through in-depth interview and observation. Meanwhile, the secondary sort were obtained for document sort and such as a news, journal, and article of association for the formation of the Malay organization in Kapuas Hulu district. Yeah, I find in the primary sort from the interview in person to person with WhatsApp in deep interview is really important to me. Okay, the next about the MABM Kapuas Hulu. I want to introduce about the MABM Kapuas Hulu. MABM Kapuas Hulu or Majelis Adat Budaya Melayu Kapuas Hulu Regency is a Malay organization that was formed on April 1997 along with the formation of MABM West Kalimantan on Saturday 11 Julhijjah 1417 in the city of Pontianak. And the organization has a vision as part of the Indonesian nation who is educated and has good moral toward a physical and spiritual prosperity. And the second vision, increase the active participation of the Malay community of West Kalimantan in regional development as an integral part of national development. And the third vision, develop and improve the quality of Indonesian human resources. And the fourth vision, study, explore, and preserve and develop positive West Kalimantan Malay custom and culture as part effort to develop Indonesia culture. Okay, MABM activities. I explain about the MABM activities. Developing intellectual potential of the West Kalimantan Malay community. Organization, research, seminar, and festival, as well as the documentation that refers the expansion and the preservation of custom, culture, language, art, and historical heritage of West Kalimantan Malays. Collecting the third activities, collecting, organization, and disseminating information about the history of the growth of the Malay community of West Kalimantan, including the history of the growth of the extending kingdom Sultan in West Kalimantan. And the four activities, collecting and developing the economic potential of the West Kalimantan Malay community as an effort to increase the participation in toward independence of the West Kalimantan community. And the next, explore and prosper local Malay community customary law. And next, collaborating with indigenous people organization, but both in West Kalimantan and outside West Kalimantan. This is a Swahid Kano festival. Okay, the Swahid Kano festival is one of the festivals conducted by the MABM to enhance regional culture and tradition. The festival is Malay culture heritage from the ancestor in Kapuas Hulu. On June 25, 2018, at Nangas Wahid, Kapuas Hulu Regency, MABM Nangasoy, led by Haji Mas Hidayat, MPD, held a canoe competition. Okay, it is the several activities in MABM of MABM in Kapuas Hulu district. The activities of Swahid Kano is mencerminkan local wisdom in Kapuas Hulu district. And Masri et al. 2016 they argue the social culture of the local community is development of the quality of life and inclusion of local culture values. Next, it is a tradition and the value of local wisdom in Kapuas Hulu. Okay, I find about the two research in the tradition of local knowledge in West Kalimantan. The first about the spirituality and relationship. The spirituality, the Malay community of the Malay organization or MABM, Majelis Adat Budaya Melayu, they have the several spiritual. They have a spiritual in Kapuas Hulu district. Such as about Buang-Buang, it is the namely of Buang-Buang tradition. The Buang-Buang tradition of the is really important for Malay community, and the impact for the Buang-Buang tradition is the Buang-Buang tradition in Malay community or Malay organization is the to be about relationship, human nature relationship. And MABM strategies to maintain local wisdom COVID-19. I talk about the three strategies and three strategies in the literature from Berju. I analyze about the three strategies, about the first, about the cultural strategies, the second about social strategies, and the third about symbolic strategies. The first about the cultural strategies. The cultural strategies, MABM have many activities for the local wisdom after a COVID-19. And the social strategies, they have a social strategies from people to make the best of the local wisdom in Kapuas Hulu district. And the symbolic strategies, I think the symbolic strategies is really fun about the Islam and Islam community in Kapuas Hulu district. Okay, my conclusion in the throughout that the Malay Muslim organization is not only political issue, but also as culture issue and local wisdom values that must be maintained. The Malay Muslim organization has been widely known, largely out of the ignorance by many. The Malay Muslim organization provides an understanding that this organization is not only engaged in politics and religion, but also as an aspiration of the Malay community in developing local culture values based on the Book of Allah and Islamic teaching. The study describes Malay organizations such as MABM as an inline organization in Kapuas Hulu Regency related to social, culture, and religious matters that have undergone acculturation and in the identification in society. This can be seen from the role of Malay organization, both in the art and the local tradition. Thus, the Malay Muslim organization strategies toward local wisdom values can be strength of the Malay community to maintain their culture. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. This is amazing. You know, Kalimantan. We are from Kalimantan, Borneo. Kapuas Hulu is one of district in West Borneo. This is amazing. Maybe This is also Miss Annie. You can call her by Miss Annie. From Borneo also. Maybe Miss Annie can explain us about education. Maybe. Okay. Now time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah Rabbi syrahli sadri wa yassirli amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Raditu billahi rabba wa bil islami dina wa bi Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam nabiyya. Thank you for the opportunity that given to me, Mr. Ardi, as the chair of this panel. I'm very happy to see you all participants, whether in the online setting or offline setting, because in this part, in this time, in this a good event, I can share my, inshallah, a valuable information regarding the title we have in this panel, Learning from Crisis, the Transformation of Social Engagement Toward Social Resilience in Post-Pandemic Setting. I take this title of the panel because I need to be concerned with the situation of the educational system regarding how to see the negative impacts from the COVID-19. We solve the problem and we promote the creativity that can encourage the social benefit to human lives, especially in the field of education. And then this term, because I am teaching English and also I'm teaching for the specific purposes, so I need to discuss my title about post-pandemic social cohesiveness in English language learning in the title Actors Capacity Transformation. So I need to present this title because this is very important to see the social cohesiveness. It's not about the social interaction anymore, but it's more than the interaction. There are a lot of values inside the interaction between teacher and lecturers. So let's go to the second slide points. Yes, this is about points. What should I share about the background, method, the findings, discussion, the conclusion, and references that I used in this research. I took several keywords. First is social cohesiveness, and then the second one in the setting of post-pandemic, and then the third in the setting of English language learning. But it is important that the respondents of this research, I need some helps from the students from the state university. They were Muslim students and they have several limitations in the learning process, especially they were from the rural area in the hinterland of West Kalimantan. Please, next slide. Now, let's take a look into the background, because we talk about the actors transformation capacity. We need to see first in the impact of COVID-19 into the educational area. First, we know that the COVID-19 gave the bad impact for the many institutions of education in Indonesia, both in state and private campus, and then also in the elementary, senior, junior high school institution. So some of them need to be survived in the setting of learning. They need to change the setting of learning from the face to face to be an online learning. Sometimes they also use a hybrid, using two kinds of the setting. Can be in the school setting and can be in the virtual setting. Sometimes they use Zoom in the several parts, and then they use face-to-face setting in the several parts. But we need to see from the situation, the experiences of the school activity. They also need to prepare the school in the setting of health protocols, school rules, and then they need to limit the group activities. They need to prepare the sanitation. They need to prepare the water to wash the hand and so on. And also about the platform, the tools, the media, the campus, the university should prepare the developing of learning tools and platforms. The problem is when the students are not proper well to use the learning tools and platforms, maybe they will in the position of inability of learning actors to use technology. And of course, in the end of this background, the preparing readiness to use ICT in the several learning studies is very important. Please, next slide. Okay. And then let's take a look into the challenges from the impact of globalization and the pandemic era. We need the reinforcement for cohesion in educational system. Why cohesion? I found from the social facts, from the literature facts, that we found the differences or the limitations. Those are exist. Why exist? Because we are in the social relations. Social relations means that we have the member of learning. Social cohesiveness supports social solidarity as part of an important issue in social life. The learners, the students, have a goal to get the good score in the subject in the class, and then the lecturer has a goal to get the successfulness of having the best students in her or his class. So the goals of the group will be noticed while group members realize unity even in their diversity. And then humans, the main object of resilience, require a social interaction that incorporates interactivity. So lecturers and then the students need to be in a one goal to get or to realize the target of learning. So inside that term, we found the cohesiveness, we found the resilience, how to overcome the problem between the learner and then the lecturer. So please, next. And then next, how about the learning resilience in English language teaching? We talk about the interaction between learning actors and other supporting elements. As I said before, we don't talk about actors. We have the class, we have the environment, we have the tools, we have the platforms, we have the media, we have the some of the supporting elements. So, what should the lecturers do to support the students' activity? So, I found the mapping of the level of English of students and the limitations in learning. The mapping of the level of English, we can say in the several levels like beginner, intermediate, advanced. And then how about the limitation? We talk about the rural students. So the limitation sometimes talk about the quota, the internet, the connection, the skill, the problem internal of the student itself. And then we go to the conditions of the urban students and rural students. Sometimes they are most probably not to be understand about their limitation, but we need to be considered with the status of urban student and rural students. Urban students, they are familiar with the technology. How about the rural students? They are maybe not familiar with the technology. How about the saving money for buying the quota? In the rural area, sometimes they need to go far away, hiking the mountain to get the signal, a good signal. So it is a limitation for rural student to get the good quality of learning. Next, how about the virtual learning series? In fact, in the several studies, I got the conclusion that learning English through a virtual learning series is strenuous to implement. So the lecturer should have a solutions of it to the students, the variation of problem solving, the variation of the solution, and talk about the English language teaching. If we teach only reading and listening, we do not need any complex tools. But when we talk about writing and speaking, oh my goodness, this is very heavy to say that the lecturers need prepare the tools in the good way. So support from learners, their parents, their environment, for this case, the students, it is needed to have a good learning process. Sometimes the parents, the environment, can give the good support cannot give the good support for learners. So they don't have enough good motivation and don't have a good enough readiness for English learning. So the control of the learning now is the lecturers. The lecturer's responsibility is as the control of learning endurance. Please, next. So, what happened with the West Kalimantan? Maybe some of you already visit the West Kalimantan. Have you ever visited West Kalimantan? This is the island, yeah. Maybe you know Sungai Kapuas. There is a song special for Sungai Kapuas. And this place in this island, the name is West Kalimantan. The capital city is Pontianak. There is 3 areas. First is coastal areas, the second is inland areas, and then the third is borderland areas. All of the areas we have in West Kalimantan, and one of the important information is West Kalimantan is the 3 biggest province in Indonesia, and this island, yeah, in Pontianak and West Kalimantan, especially. Islam is the greatest number of religions believers, about 16% from the source Dinas Kependudukan dan Catatan Sipil Provinsi Kalimantan Barat. Next. Because this background, I need to explore how the learning actors, as I said before, the English language teacher or lecturers, deal with the difficulties from the perspective of social resilience on English teaching, and how I saw the relevance of social cohesiveness to the transformation capacity of learning actors in addressing the difficulties of students who come from various rural areas in West Kalimantan. So, two purposes in this research I found from the data, the qualitative approach in this research. Please, next slide. Okay, look at the method. As I said before about the qualitative research, I use the empirical approaches. Look at the table. There are 10 participants. They were from several rural areas. We have the farthest area was in Riam Danau village, the Jelai Hulu district. The distance 9 hours and 29 minutes by land, and then the closest area was SP1 Madani, Mekarsari village, Sungai Raya district, from Kuburaya Regency, just 1 hour 30 minutes. I count the distance based on the estimate count from Google Map. Next. Okay, the findings I found first is relating to the difficulties encountered in post-pandemic English learning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 difficulties I found, and I made the 3 highest responses. The first is the limited internet quota or internet signal. About 9 students, they got this problem. And then the second is the weak English ability. I got maybe about 5 students, 19%. And then the third is power failures. It's about 4 students. In the presentation is 15%. Okay. Okay, thank you. And what I found from the data is I make the findings into the several parts. First is the result from the interview based on the students who encountered the difficulties of the learning English. First, I found the form or the types of social cohesiveness and resilience. I named it by 3 kinds of form. First is group resilience, GR, and then the second is peer resilience, PR, and then the third is learning resilience or LR. What is group resilience? It is an interaction between lecturers and students. What is inside the GR? It is providing feedback, solutions, and opportunities. The experiences of this GR I found from 4 participants. And then next, the second, peer resilience, PR. It is an opportunity for interaction between or among students. What is inside the PR? This is about the close part of maintaining the learning resilience of fortunate the students with adequate facilities for students who have network limitations. So this is showing the chance for students to have joining the meeting account in online learning together with someone who has a good network in internet. The experiences of two participants. Next, please. And then the third is learning resilience, LR. It is an existence of social resilience within lecturers, students, and learning support element. So not only about the actors capacity, actors of learning, but with the learning support elements. In this part, I found the several solutions from lecturers to student to improve the English skills and to overcome the difficulty of obtaining the internet quotas during the post-pandemic period. And this part, I make a detail 3 kinds of the data. First is about the selection of learning setting. And then the second is social sensitivity. And then the third is learning management. Right. Thank you. Next slide, please. And now, what I found from the several datas, as I said before, the results confirm that lecture-student interaction not only positively influences learning effects, but also has a positive impact on learning effects through the supporting elements in the learning interaction. So it's not about the lecturer and student, the actor, but the social cohesiveness give a positive impact on learning effects through the supporting elements. Not about the human, but we also talks about the technology, the tools, the media. Next, please. Okay, for the discussion from the data, from the finding, I made a several discussions. First is the form of social cohesiveness in post-pandemic English learning interactions. So I call it social responsiveness because I found several responsive attitudes and several behaviors of lecturers in relation to the difficulties faced by students. So this is the response of and behavior of the interaction. I call it social responsiveness. And then the second one is motivation. What I should explain about motivation, it's not only about the speech, but inside the motivation, the lecturers engage the motivation into the learning support. Can be in the policies, in the regulations, in the use of tools, in the use of materials, in the strategy, tricks, and tips. And then the last one is collaboration. So the learning process cannot be successful without collaboration between lecturers and students. It is a kind of learning management to make a form of cooperation. What is the purpose? To achieve the goal. Next, the second one, the discussion about the relevance of social cohesiveness to the transformation of the actors' capacity for learning English after the pandemic. I name it in the special part, needs-based humanist virtual meeting. This part give the meaning that the social cohesiveness in the transformation of actors' capacity improve the communication between lecturer and students. The lecturer don't talk about the egocentricity, the idealization. I give you score, the highest score, because you blah 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 blah. Because the problem is after post-pandemic, the situation has a lot of limitation. So the teacher, the lecturer decrease the egocentricity, the idealization. She or he prepare, need best priorities in the emotional, and insert the spiritual feeling, spiritual part into the communication. The second one, the assessment is change. The changing is being a new standardized learning assessments. So the lectures encourage honesty, flexibility, and problem solving regarding the limitations of the students. The third one, the last one, values of social sensitivity from lectures to students as internal factors of the success of learning. It means that the lectures insert the values of social sensitivity to look at the problem of students, not look at in general, but one by one of the problem of students, and give the solution based on the needs of the humanist virtual meeting to get the successfulness of learning. Next, please. Okay, last but not least, for the conclusion, for this qualitative descriptive research approach, I recognized the impact of social cohesiveness, and then I revealed the concept of virtual humanist learning, and then I cannot revealed the learning outcomes for the aim of this study, but I can give the portrait of the how to deal with the difficulties from the perspective of social resilience in terms of English language learning. And the recommendation, the socialization of humanist learning for lecturers and students, irrespective of recognized limitations, it is important to be used for any other similar condition for the limitations of the student. And I want to say that lecturers should use or should insert the social responsiveness, motivation, and collaboration to empower humans in learning, whether with and without technology. Next, there are several references that I use to this this research, and I already published this article into the GEL team Sinta 2. You may visit the link of journal. My friends from Philippines and from Thailand helped me to improve the article to be better. Thank you so much, and I give the time for Mr. Ardi again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you, Miss Ani. We can discuss about it about Saya belum presentasi. uh, about this, I can conclude that first we can learn after crisis that we must improve our communication in education, and we can rise or improve new standard learning. And last, maybe I can explain to you my paper about small. About Borneo too. You know Borneo, Kalimantan? You know Upin Ipin? Our language like that. Kau nak kemana begitu? If we want go to Malaysia or Brunei, we just go to bus station. Go bus station, or maybe with car or another. Okay, my paper about Islamic Foundation Survival Strategy in the Dayak Christian area after COVID-19. Study in the Indonesia and Malaysia border area, West Kalimantan. In West Borneo, we have Chinese, Dayak, you know Dayak? Dayak, Melayu, like Upin Ipin, Melayu. Oh. I will start my presentation with Nur Saka, the viral boy. Nur Saka maybe old or 7. He cross country from Indonesia and Malaysia to get education. Maybe at 7 every morning, he go to Indonesia to school, so go back to Malaysia. Maybe 2 p.m. He get money from border officer, money or get lunch. No, this is maybe this is maybe this quite amazing about Nosaka story. After COVID-19, we got education problem about facilities, infrastructure, teacher, skill teacher, and learning material. So the problem is get more after COVID-19 coming. There is economic crisis, the health crisis. So this is what and how do Islamic Foundation survival strategies to what this is more problem about learning material, facilities, and there is the what we can say pondok pesantren in the border Indonesia and Asia. Name is Yayasan Al Mizan. Yayasan Al Mizan, there is MTS swasta Al Mizan, MA swasta Al Mizan, and SMK swasta Al Mizan. These 3 school get problem because there is economic crisis and pandemic. So about teacher, about border, and the area is Dayak Christian. You know, maybe this is problem is also how Islamic Foundation this Islamic Foundation survival strategies. I can split. This is three strategies. There are active strategies, passive strategy, and network strategy. First, in active strategy, the foundation maximize the use of existing facilities and infrastructure for learning so that the foundation does not need to rent. Active strategies. So use the kitchen as a place to cook for snack so don't have to spend money. 3. Empowering alumni for promotion to reduce expenses. So using water depot to supply student drinking water. So provide promos to prospective student with the buy one get one free program. So in passive strategies, there is 3 strategies. The foundation used the Wali Santri group for promotion because it is cheap and does not use promotional bots that are more expensive. So foundation don't wear uniform during the pandemic. And so the foundation does not build a fence around. And network strategy, there is the foundation cooperate with outside parties to conduct a student sanction-based business. The foundation has a water report business to meet the water needs of local residents. So the foundation collaborates with third parties to maximize 7 hectares of land for planting palm tree. So the foundation gets payment from the parent of students from learning activities. So the foundation has donor who meet the foundation's need in the form of money, chicken meat, rice, or others. So ustad or teachers have their own income because they also work in the other agencies besides having business such as cattle and other business. So the foundation collaborate with the regional office of the Ministry of Religion, the regional government, and related agencies regarding sending the children of Indonesia migrant workers working in Malaysia to school. Maybe we can discuss about this strategy about how Islamic Foundation survival in the Dayak Christian after after COVID-19 studi in the Indonesia-Malaysia border area West Kalimantan. Okay, this is last this 5 o'clock. Maybe in Indonesia. Mungkin ada yang mau bertanya soal ini agar lebih memudahkan kita dalam berkomunikasi. Mungkin kawan-kawan ada yang ingin bertanya tentang beberapa tema yang sudah kami paparkan, kami jelaskan. Yang pertama tadi Iwan Nukoncoro yang membahas, tapi beliau tidak bisa bersama kita karena harus ke hospital. Kemudian Bibi menjelaskan tentang MABM, Majelis Adat Budaya Melayu. Kemudian Ibu Ani membahas tentang krisis pendidikan, dan saya terakhir membahas tentang strategi bertahan hidup Yayasan Islam yang berada di Dayak Kristen di area border, di area perbatasan Indonesia dan Malaysia. Silakan kalau ada yang mau bertanya, boleh menggunakan bahasa Indonesia atau juga boleh menggunakan bahasa Inggris, kami persilakan. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. And yeah, I'm grateful to participate in this panel, your delightful presentations, of course. Yeah, The first, I would like to ask several questions to Mas Bibi. Yeah. The first thing I love about you is the way you distinct the term of the Book of Allah and Islamic teachings. It's a wonderful attention to the detail, to the detail, because in the sense of Quranic hermeneutics is we should separate those two terms. So yeah, the Book of Allah. So when you say the Book of Allah, you say the Quran, right? Okay. Yeah, that's it. And my question is, in your conclusion, you said that the emergence and the activism of MABM, Majelis Adat Budaya Melayu, is not only allude with the factors of politics and religions, but also with the elements of the cultural norms and cultural values. But your thesis, your premise in this research is in contrast with the findings of your predecessors, the another scholars from the Malay soils, which is a Sharif Ibrahim Al-Qadri in his doctoral thesis in 1998, when he said that the emergence of cultural movement in West Borneo is not solely based on the factor of the cultural norms and cultural values. It is more and rather is influenced by the problems as a reaction and opposition for the external factors. So yeah, my question is then, how do you see the way MABM react to the external structural barriers and the socio-economic pressures? And do you think that the post-pandemic reality give a shed of light in this matter? And yeah, and I will also argue that the MABM in this case is, in my reading, the Majelis Adat Budaya Melayu is an indication of the discursive formation of the ethnicization of West Borneo. The second, I would love to ask a question to Bu Ani about your research on English learning in Pontianak. So yeah, it's the simple question. You discuss on the ethics, values, and strategies of English education post-pandemic. So does the habituation of virtual learning, when the student could learn English independently online, has anything to do with the improvement of language proficiency? Thank you.
Maybe Mr. Bibi want to maybe is there any question? Raise hand or from Zoom meeting? Maybe it's not. Okay, maybe Mr. Bibi first. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for your question, Mr. Egi Tanadi. Okay, I want to little explain about the Malay organization or MABM, Majelis Adat Budaya Melayu, and I agree about the problem of the pandemic in the world. And yeah, MIBM have many strategies to be a survival strategies in their area. When I agree about MIBM not only have a political strategies, is it my reason to make the reason for the Malay community to be developed in their area. The Malay, when you question about how to see the economic terrorist post a pandemic in reality, yeah, something like that. I think the economic problem in the pandemic. I saw about in Kapuasulu district, for example, in Kapuasulu district, when the pandemic in the pandemic era or a COVID-19, they have a problem about the economic, such as about perdagangan pandeminya kayak seperti permasalahan dalam perdagangan, ekonomiknya. Salah satunya permasalahan perdagangan yang ada di Kalimantan Barat, yang ada di Kapuasulu, yang saya ambil salah satu contohnya, yaitu memiliki permasalahan ekonomi mereka terhambat karena pandemik saat itu terjadi. Nah, MABM memberikan sebuah solusi. The solution of MABM dengan cara melakukan festival, Kano Festival. Kano Festival ini dilakukan di Kabupaten Kapuasulu, terutamanya di Kecamatan Suahid, dengan melakukan peraturan-peraturan yang dilakukan oleh mereka. Ya, peraturan itu salah satunya itu peraturan yang dilakukan oleh pemerintah daerah untuk menjaga misalnya seperti social distancing. Nah, walaupun festival ini tetap dilakukan, tapi mereka tidak melakukan ini dengan hari yang begitu lama. Mereka melakukan ini dengan beberapa hari, misalnya 2 hari. Festival ini dilakukan dalam 2 hari, yang biasanya dilakukan sampai 1 minggu, tapi dibatasi dengan 2 hari. Ya, ini salah satu dari trik dari MABM untuk mengatasi permasalahan ekonomi dan permasalahan yang terjadi saat ini, yaitu COVID-19. Nah, MABM ini berpusat tidak hanya di Kabupaten Kapuasulu, di Pontianak juga. Mungkin Egy tahu, mereka mempunyai peran yang sangat besar dalam pengembangan budaya lokal. Ya, salah satunya itu festival-festival atau kebudayaan-kebudayaan yang menggambarkan tradisi Melayu. Itu yang dinamakan dengan MABM. Oke, sekian dari saya. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bibi Suprianto. And now go to Ms. Ani to answer the question, please.
Thank you, Mr. Egy. Yeah, for the question, a good question. As I said before in the slides, I saw in the slide 13 and then in the second slide, this is the limitation of my research. I try to deal with the condition of the process inside the learning, not in the score, not in the improvement of English skills. And one of my recommendation based on this research, the next researcher can do the new research about the impact of social cohesiveness into the English ability or English scores. So, in terms of my recommendation, I think we need to make a specific research in terms of what is the skill that we want to grade, that we want to assess: speaking, writing, reading, or listening. And then after we can make it specific, so we can do a particular assessment by making a good instruments for the research, for the finding the improvement of English learning. And then the last one, actually I already note the data of the participants, what kind of the activity they need to do to have a good in English. They need to make a good way to prepare the practices in terms of the use of lesson plan and the lesson contract based on the decision between the lecturer and the students in the beginning part of the meeting. So I think that's all. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for the answer, and Mr. Agi, thank you for the question. Okay, maybe time is up. We not open for the asking question anymore. So I can conclude that after learning from crisis or learning from post-pandemic 19, we must have new standard, new strategies, and new management, and we can do it together. Okay, last can say to you, thanks for your attention, and last, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mohon maaf, setelah ini ada pesan dari panitia bahwa kita akan ini istirahat sampai 7.30 ya, Wita, kemudian 7.30 malam, kemudian setelah itu akan ada sesi panel lagi seperti ini. Terima kasih semua ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.